Well, we are going to begin with the text 19, that is the first of this unit. As you see, the title is European Mugimenduaren Kongresuak. Ehun mesortzi ordezkari Espainiaren proposamenez munitzen hartutako erabakia. Well, I have already underlined the text, as you are going to see here. So take your time, stop the video, and underline the things. I'm going to explain you why did I underline these things. First, well, the title of the Congress and the year in which was celebrated, 1962, when the Franconism was in his second part and quite advanced. In this case, is after the creation of the European Economic Community, so and in the moment in which Spain applied for a membership of this institution. So those representatives of the different Spanish institution parties that were illegal, as you see, in the first line they mention the need for democratic rights, and something that didn't exist in Spain. They also ask on the second article about the rights of people, individual freedoms, and also the possibility of explaining their own ideas without any censorship. Then they mention another thing in the third article, that is the presence of the creation of autonomous institutions that didn't exist in Spain, and finally as union freedom. As you know, there was the vertical statute and any kind of possibilities for express their ideas or to create different political parties. So they also finish by saying that they are confident on Spain turning to this situation, but by the way, they are waiting for this to happen. Well, so having said that, we move to our scheme as usual, and you see, well, the subject is the critic to the Spanish system and the idea of asking the European institutions not to allow the entrance of Spain in the European institutions unless they change and they create a really democratic country. As just the kind of test, well, that are the acts of a Congress that was not official because was held out of Spain by people that were not official representative of the country. The author are those 118 representatives of Spain, and the year is 1962, the year in which Spain applied for the membership of the European Economic Community, and is a first level test. The contest, well, we can mention how was the time of the continuation of the regime, of Franco's regime, especially how the situation has changed. The country has been officially accepted in European institutions or in other world institutions, for example, United Nations, and as the economic situation was better and seeing the possibility of being members of the European Economic Community, the technocrats convinced Franco to apply for this. Franco, as you know, initially didn't want because, well, he was aware of the fact that there was not going to be accepted, but he wanted to appear as not interested in that. The opposition to the regime is more and more important. Not only the followers of the Republic are now involved here. There are many areas. You can check them in the notes, but you know that even the church, having the unquestionable support of Franco's regime, now had started asking for more freedoms. So we move to the test analysis. What is this Congress? This Congress, as you see, is a meeting held in Munich, out of Spain, of people who want to change the regime. Is in the moment a bit after the creation of the European Economic Community that was created in 1957, and in the moment in which Spain had presented his ask for his idea of membership and his idea of asking for membership. So those people, what they do is to determine which are the characteristics of Spain. The regime is a dictatorship. There are no freedoms. There are not nationalism. The only union accepted is the vertical one, and the political parties are not allowed. That is just the contrary to what you have here. If you want, you can go analyze in each of the articles of the text and then compare that with the real situation of Spain in that moment. So, what can we conclude about that? Well, Franco was really angry about that, and he talked about the Munich contubernio as something very bad for his regime and a very bad critic and a kind of conspiration. This is an example of the increasing opposition of different groups. You can mention them again. Then many clandestine groups were created in all the fields. For example, in unions, workers' commissions were existed, or we have other groups such as terrorist group of FRAP, ITA, or Grapo. In the government, they are going to appear two groups against the government. You have the Democratic Junta, in which are all the parties but for the PSOE, and the Democratic Platform, in which the PSOE is also included. With the time, both groups merged together in what is known as Plata Junta to unite their efforts in the end of the regime. And as you know, Franco died some years after that, and that would suppose changes in the country and the way for democracy. This is all.